Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see on my channel and become part of this beautiful, getting big family, of course. I want to thank every single one of you for your support, your loving words, and your encouragement, your requests, suggestions. Thank you so much. I also would like to mention I do have a private crochet group. If you're interested to come and be with our beautiful queens there, you're more than welcome as long as you have a profile. Also be aware, a lot of the groups have a lot of scammers on there trying to sell you patterns, which are not true. It's fake, and they have a lot of bit and cut links on it. Be careful of that. I also have a crochet page. You can follow me. It's all under the same name, Crochet Art Tutorials by Maggie Lopez. Also have Instagram and TikTok. You could always follow me through there if you're stuck in one of the projects. It's much easier to get a hold of me through there, through the messaging, than just the back and forth on YouTube. I want to thank everybody that has been supporting the women in need of thread. Thank you so much. And if you're considering, I hope you do, any little amount counts and it adds up at the end. There is a little bag right below the video that says thanks. You can donate through there. That's through YouTube. They take 30% off of whatever you're donating. Or you can send it to my PayPal account. It's below in the description box. Or if you have tons, or not even tons, but you have some thread and you'd like to give it away, you can always get a hold of me. There's my email, or through the messaging, like I mentioned, I can give you their address and you can send it to them yourselves. Thank you so much, everybody. So a lot of you asked me about my threads. My threads are 100% cotton threads. These are Portugal threads. I am in Europe, Portugal, and the island of Madeira. And my threads go by number, not by name. So like in this orangey color, this is number 17. On the purple, 38. And on the yellow, canary yellow, 16. So they go by numbers. They're $12 a ball. That's like 325 yards, okay? Usually I use a 2.5 hook 3 or 3.5. They're similar to Aunt Lydia number 3 in size, but Aunt Lydia number 3 is a little bit bigger. So your patterns automatically become bigger. I also want to mention, if your tension's too tight, use a hook or two bigger than your normal size so your tension can loosen up. And if it's too loose, then go a hook or two size smaller so your tension can tighten up. It will look prettier. Okay, so let's get started. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video and subscribe if you haven't. All of these things are for free and it helps us creators tremendously, not just for myself, but I speak for many others that also need your help through this. Please, I ask of you, when you are not happy about certain patterns or you don't get it, we don't always get all the patterns we see, including myself when I'm creating them. I don't always get what I'm creating. Don't be frustrated and don't take it out on the creators. Some, not all, of course, a couple, a few, have left me already several nasty comments. It doesn't fit you, just move on to the next video or the next person. A few I had to block out of my channel completely, and a few I've left on there to give them a second chance. Please be kind to others and to yourselves, of course. We didn't come into this world knowing every little code or detail about anything as far as crochet or anything else in life. We learn as we go, and you're part of that learning process. So don't beat up on creators and don't beat up on yourselves. Just go with the flow. If it does for you, well, then good. And if it doesn't, then move on. It's not meant to be for everybody. A certain pattern, sometimes it could be easy, very easy for somebody, and it could be very difficult for somebody else. Don't be hard on yourself. And please be kind with your words, not just for myself, but for many others, because I could imagine if you could leave that sort of comment for me, I could imagine how many comments you have left already for somebody else too. Just be nice, please. Okay, it costs nothing, and kindness goes a long way. We're just human and passing through this world. Nothing belongs to us. We're not here forever. And, we don't want to have bad karmas as we're here going through this journey. So I send you much love, healing, and blessings. Okay. Okay, everyone. So we're going to create another round pineapple doily. It's a very, very old one that I have. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it used to belong to one of my aunts on mother's side. I'm not sure, but it's very old. So I've been going through some of my boxes and checking what I have there that you guys love so much, pineapples. So we're going to create that one. Okay, I hope that you are going to like it. And of course, give it those thumbs up. It's extremely important. And for the newcomers, I hope you like the channel. And you become part of this beautiful family by subscribing. It costs nothing, it's free. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping out, not just for me, but for many others. I'll be using a 4-ply 100% cotton thread in Canary yellow, just because I have so much bits and pieces of thread left over. So I'll be using this one. And these are for, tutorial purpose only, so it's okay. 2.75 hook, a small one to tuck in loose ends, and a pair of scissors. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get started. I'm going to do the magic circle. In case you can't, you can do a 5 chain. Aunt Lydia number 3 is similar to this, a little bit thicker. And of course, the pattern becomes bigger. So I'm going to do a single and 2 chain. That's my first double crochet. I'm going to have a total of 22 double crochets in this circle. I've done my 22 double crochets. I'm going to pull on the string, and I'm not going to pull too much. I don't want it to cramp up too much, the pattern. I'll do that afterwards if I have to. Now I'm going to come in and close it on my first double crochet, which is that single and 2 chain. Okay, and now we'll be doing, again, coming back in, doing a single, 2 chain for double crochet and 1 for space. So now we're going to do 1 double crochet for each stitch and 1 chain space in between each stitch. So you should have the same amount again, 22 double crochets. So we finished doing row 2. We're going to do about 5 of these rows. We're just going to increase on the chain as we go. So single, 2 chain, and 2 more for space. Double crochet over double crochet, 2 chain space. This is row 3. And 1 on each stitch. Remembering that if your tension's too tight, then you can do go a chain bigger, or if it's too loose, you can cut down chains on any project that you're doing. You should also be using a bigger hook if your tension's tight, a size or 2 bigger, or if it's too loose, use a size or 2 smaller. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. So I finished row 3, coming back in, single, 2 chain. That's my first double crochet. I'm going to do 2 more chain. I'm going to keep it as 2 chain because I think there's enough space as it is, so it's not pulling my pattern. But if you think that you are pulling your pattern because your tension's tight, you can do a 3 chain, okay? I'm going to do a 2 chain. Just going to repeat the same thing. 1, 2, 3. So we have 2 more rows. Next row, I'll be doing a 3 chain, and probably my last row, if it's not pulling, I'll do a 3. If it is, I'll do a 4 chain. So we're just going to repeat, see how your tension is. 2 more rows, and I'll meet you at the end of my, after doing 5 of these rows. That means will be row 6. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'll meet you at the end of row 6. You could always fast forward the video and see how many chain stitch I've done. Okay, everyone. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 5 rows of these. 1 chain, 2 chain, 2 chain, 3 chain, and 4 chain on my last one. Now we're going to do 5 double crochets inside of each space. So I'm starting with my single and 2 chain. 5 double crochets total. So 3, 4, and 5. So I've done my 5 double crochets. I'm coming directly into the next one and repeating the 5 double crochets. This whole row will be about 5 double crochets per space. Now we're going to have 5 rows like this. Next row I'm adding 1 chain. Next row probably 2 chain, depending upon your tension. So I'm going to do 5 rows exactly the same way, but just doing an increase on my chain here in between the 5 double crochets. Each person has their own tension. Some are loose, some are very tight. So you need to figure out if you need to do a 1 chain, 2, until your 5 row. Most probably on my 5th row I will have 3 or 4 chains on this motifs here, okay, in between. So I'm going to continue mine. I'll come back to you after my 5th row, and of course you could always advance the video and I'll let you know how many chains I've done in between rows. Okay, so this is 1 and then 2, 3, 4 until we have 5 of these rows. Okay, just wanted to show you again. So basically counting from the beginning, I'm on row 7. So we're going to come again doing a single and 2 chain. We're just doing double crochet over double crochet. We're going to do this 5 rows the same way. Okay, so 4 and 5. 1 chain space again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And repeat the same thing in the next row. If you need to put 2 chain space, then go ahead and do it. That's what I was talking about. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of my 5th row on these motifs. Okay, you guys, so I finished my 5 rows of these motifs. That means we are on row 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, going into row 12. We're going to repeat exactly the 5 double crochets, but we'll add something else here on it. So we're going to continue to do these 5 double crochets. We're going to do a 2 chain. Coming in the center of this 3, I did 3 chains, by the way. So here I did no chain, 1 chain, 2 chain, 2 chain, and 3 chains. For me, for you, I don't know your tension. Single, 1, 2 chain. Continue and proceed this way all the way around the same way. Doing the 5 double crochets again. Two chain into the center of this 3 chain, single, and 2 chain again. Continue with the 5 double crochets. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, finished row 12, going into row 13. So I'm going to skip the first one and the last one. I'm coming in the 2nd double crochet, single, 2 chain. That's my first double crochet. On this row, we're going to have only 3 double crochets in the center. So we skip the first and skip the last. 1, 2, 3 chain. Coming where we have that single in the middle with a single. 1, 2, 3 chain. Skip the first double crochet. come in your second and do 3 double crochets, 1 per stitch. 1, 2, 3, chain. Again, repeat the same thing. We're going to do this all the way around. 1, 2, 3. Skip the first double crochet and skipping the last one. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, finish row 13, going into row 14. So I'm just closing in with slip stitch. I'm going to come back here where this loop is and do a single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. Coming into the next corner loop, just right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. Coming into the next one. So this whole row will be about 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. Into the next loop. Just like that. Okay? So I'll meet you all the way around at the end. Okay, everyone, finished row 14, going to row 15. I'm going to go through the stitch here in the center, and I'm going to go into the center of this loop with a single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. Coming in here in the center, single. Now if you need to do a 6 chain, you can. 2, 3, 4, 5 chain into the center. So this row will be all about loops, and next row 2, 3, 4, and 5 into the center. So we're creating those 5 chains all the way around again. If you find it's too tight for you, then do a 6 chain. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I'm just finishing up this row, and I want to be able to work already from the center. So I've done my last single with 2 chain. I'm going to do that sideways double crochet, or should I say sideways double crochet. So I can end up here on this center. I'm going to come back in, single, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. And again, doing this row all about 5 chains, or 6 for some of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain, single. Okay, so we're just going to repeat this row the same way, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so this is 15, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, row 16. Let me just recount because sometimes I'm silly. Yes, row 16. Okay, so 5 chain stitch, single in the next loop. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going to row 17. So I've closed in with slip stitch. We're going to have on top one mode of 10 double crochets. That's the foundation of our pineapple. And on the next motive, we'll have a shell of 3 double crochets. So I'm coming inside, doing a single, 2 chain, and completing 10 double crochets all together. So I've done my 10 double crochets. I'm coming inside of the next loop and closing it in with single. 1, 2, and 3. Coming inside of the next loop, I'm doing my shell of 3 double crochets, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochets. We're always going to alternate this way. So always having 10 double crochets, single, 3 chain, shell. 1, 2, 3, coming in, single, and coming directly inside of the next loop and doing your 10 double crochets. That falls right on top, as you can see. So I've completed my 10 double crochets. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, coming directly into the next loop and closing in with single. 1, 2, and 3, coming directly into the next one and doing your shell. So it's just alternating 10 double crochets, shell, 10 double crochets, shell. Creating the last 3 double crochets here. Okay, so 10 double crochets, single, 3 chain, shell, 3 chain, single, 10 double crochets, single, 3 chain, shell. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so finish row 17, going to row 18. Close in with slip stitch on my first one. I'm going to come in between the first and the second double crochet. Don't get it confused with the chain here. Okay, we've closed in on the first double crochet from the 10, so I'm coming into the second with a single, 1, 2, 3 chain into the next one, 1, 2, 3 chain. We're doing the loops for the pineapples. 1, 2, 3 chain, so it's always 3 chain. You know how that goes with the pineapple loops. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 loops of 3 chain. 1, 2, 3 chain coming directly inside of the shell with shell. We're going to do this for the next 4 rows the same way, and then it's going to change after the on the 5th row of these pineapples. Okay, so there's no point of keep recording the same thing. It's just loop over loop, but I'll meet you on the next one just to make sure that you don't get confused. 1, 2, 3 chain. Don't come in between that chain here. You have to come in between the first and the second double crochet from the pineapple. 1, 2, 3 chain. So you know you have 8 loops of 3 chain on the pineapples, and then 3 chain and do your shell. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end, and I'll show you how we're starting row 19. Okay, everybody, so finished row 18 going to 19. I've done my 3 chains, and I'm going to close it in on that first single we did with those loops, the first 3 loops with the slip stitch. I'm going to come back in on that first loop with a single, 1, 2, 3, and continue to do your loops of 3 chain of the pineapple. 1, 2, 3, all the way to the last one. Okay, so I've done my 3 chain loops. Now we have 7. We're going to keep decreasing. 1, 2, 3, come back and do your shell. So we're going to do this for the next 2 more rows. That means we'll have 1, 2, 3, I believe 5 rows, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, when you fast forward a bit, then you should see. And that's what you should always do, is fast forward, look at the video before you create anything to make sure that you are on the right track. Okay, so I'll just continue to do that, and then I'll meet you on my last row. I think there's 2 more rows after this. So it's going to be a total of 4 rows. We have 1 more of these to do, and then it's changing up a bit again. Okay, so do this row and the next row, and I'll meet you at the end of the next row. Okay, everyone, so finish row 20 going into row 21. So I'm coming in again, so I closed in with slip stitch, coming in the center here, that first loop, 1 2 3. I mean, this stays the same, it's the loops for the pineapples. So we have 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3. Here where we have the shell, we want to create now 3 groups of 3 double crochet. We need to start closing out the pineapples, so we're going to be closing on each shell. We'll have 3 groups. That means we're going to close it this way, and then the next one. So 3 double crochet, 2 chain, 3 more double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet. So 3 groups of 3 double crochet, chain 3, continue your pineapple loops, and then you're going to repeat those groups again on the shell. One, two, three, four, 5, and then your 3 chain and your 3 groups on the shells. Only on the shells. Everything else stays the same. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone. So finished row 21. Just closed in my slip stitch, going back into the center here, doing my pineapple 3 chain loops. So now we have 4 loops. 1 2 3. Now we're going to create normal shell here, 3 double crochet, because we need to start splitting them up so we can start closing out the pineapples one by one. So 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet. That's going to come this way to close this one, and this one's going to close the other one. 2 chain, coming, oops, I don't know what I was thinking, coming in the next one and doing another shell. 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet. Now, if your stitch is too wide, you can do a 1 chain space there, or too loose, I should say, and then continue with your 3 chain. And repeat the same thing on the next shell. Exactly what we just finished doing. Two chain and create the other shell. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going into row 23. So I've closed in with slip stitch, given the center, did my single, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So the loop stays the same, 3 chain loops. So now we have 3 loops left. 1, 2, and 3. Doing my shell. Three double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet. In here, we're going to do a double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4 chain, 5 chain, coming back in, another double crochet. Coming in the next one, create our shell. So this is the only thing that's different on this row. Everything else stays the same with 3 chain loops for the pineapples. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so finish row 23. I've closed in as we've been closing with a slip stitch. Went in the center with a single, did my 3 chain, so we have 2 loops. Did my 3 chain, did also my shell, that stays the same. I'm coming directly inside of this 5 chain and doing 11 double crochets. 11 double crochets. Okay, everyone, going into row 25. So I've closed in with slip stitch, went in the center with a single as we've been doing 3 chains, single. So we have 1 loop left, 3 chains, shell. I'm going to do 1 chain coming on that first double crochet. 1 chain again, coming in the next double crochet, doing double crochet, next stitch, double crochet, and next stitch, double crochet. So 1 chain, double crochet on the first, 1 chain, 3 double crochets, 1 chain, creating 3 double crochets again, 1 per stitch, 1 chain, and 3 more double crochets. 1 chain, and my last double crochet. Going directly into the shell. And creating the shell. This is what we're going to do to this row. Everything else stays the same. Shell, double crochet on the first, double crochet, 1 chain space, 3 double crochets, 1 chain, 3 double crochets, 1 chain, 3 double crochets, 1 chain, and 1 double crochet directly and create your shell. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, I finished row 25 going into row 26. I ran out of thread and there's 2 more rows left. This row and the next row. So I'll just use a mixed yellow. Okay, so basically we would have finished here. And you would have closed in with slip stitch. And then you would have went into the center with a single. So I'm just, well, I better off go here because you guys are following the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to do my single as normally we would do, and I'm going to do 4 chain, 2, 3 and 4. Coming in, doing my shell. Just when you're almost done, you run out of thread, you want to complete the tutorial, and that's what happens. So you do your shell. I'm going to come directly into that 1 double crochet that we did, 1 chain. I am doing double crochet over double crochet. So we're basically repeating the same row here, except that we're doing a 4th chain there. 1 chain space and create again your 3 double crochets. One chain and 3 double crochets. 1 chain and your double crochet here, and then directly into the shell with shell. 2 chain, of course, and 3 more double crochet, and then your 4 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4 into the last loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and your shell. So we're just going to repeat the same way all the way around. So I'll show you in a second once I finish this shell up. And we have 1 more row left. So we'll complete the 4th chain when we come around, but that's what it's going to look like. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everybody, so I'm on my last row. I've cut in my thread here so I can start here, and I've done 3 double crochet, 3 chain picot, 3 double crochet. I'm going to do two chain, come in the center of that first space, 2 chain, come in the next one and do your 3 double crochets, 3 chain, picot, and 3 double crochets again. Two chain, come in the center, single, 2 chain, come in just trying to figure this out. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. No chain, single, come in the center here, do another 3 double crochet, and 3 more after your picot. 2 chain in the center, 2 chain, and again 3 double crochet. So the other pattern had a different edging that I did not like, so I'm just creating this one, but you can do whatever edging you like to it, whatever you prefer. I'm just going with the flow in my brain and just creating something quick. Here I'm going to go directly, and that's pretty much it. So I want to thank every single one of you. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. It helps the channel, of course. Sharing is caring, and give it thumbs up. And I want to thank every single one of you for all your support and all your love. And then now just repeat the same thing. So we're pretty much done with this pattern. Thank you so much, everybody. Until next time, God bless.